Hello, I am Pastor Horace Douty in Lexington, Virginia, coming to you by way of YouTube because I bring you a Bible message every Sunday morning, and I encourage you, if you appreciate and enjoy these presentations, that you share them with your family and your friends. Have people subscribe to Horace Douty YouTube, D-O-U-T-Y. Get the spelling right. Today, this meditation is for Labor Day, and Labor Sunday is today. And the title is We Returned to Work, from the book of Nehemiah. Those four words may sound simple. However, there are times when the statement can be heroic. On this Labor Sunday, numberless thousands of eager citizens are waiting, hoping that they can soon say, despite epidemics and pandemics, we returned to work. They're not the first. The Bible gives an account of something quite similar, which happened 2,500 years ago. Those Jews faced far worse challenges than we ever have. They had lost their homeland. Their leaders had been exiled to Babylon. Jerusalem, their holy city and capital, lay in almost total ruin. Finally, that exile in Babylon was lifted. Some of the survivors began to make their way homeward. A remarkable hero named Nehemiah emerged. He determined to rebuild Jerusalem, starting with the outer walls. He and his men met opposition immediately. Neighboring tribes had taken over much of the Jewish real estate, and they correctly understood that any rebuilding project represented a danger to their free ride. And at first their opposition was simple, ridicule and verbal harassment. But by the time the wall was half completed, it had turned bloody. Nehemiah was forced to call a halt. He trained his workers to defend themselves, to buckle on their swords, and be armed while they worked. They must have responded with uncommon good sense. His masons added new skills. They became armed militia as well as workmen. And as they worked, their weapons remained at hand, and very much like our own American farmers in the early days, those Minutemen plowing the fields with a loaded rifle across one shoulder. It was at the halfway point in building that wall that Nehemiah could say, we returned to work. In spite of terrible challenges, they succeeded. The enemies learned quickly a harsh lesson. Determined workers can be deadly. Stay away or die. Masons learned something too. They could defend themselves. They did not submit to victimhood, which is so popular in our day. They did not submit, but began to take care of themselves, which we need to learn to do again. Now you could see a change in the way they walked, those workmen, in the set of their jaws, in the confidence of their squared shoulders, for now they were more than timid laborers, they were soldiers. The new confidence made them even better craftsmen. They shaped and set the stones firmly, knowing that what they were doing would stand and last forever, and some of those same stones are there to this day where those workmen laid them. Think of your American forefathers at Concord Bridge, firing shots heard round the world. They had been farmers. Now they are soldiers as well as farmers. And after the fighting, they were better farmers. They and their children finally grasped liberty and freedom, which bless our land to this day, and which are so attractive to oppressed people worldwide, they willingly die in an effort to get here. Thank God for our heritage. Never let it be forgotten. Explain it to your grandchildren. It's something they may not learn by watching the evening news. This Bible story can also bring you solid encouragement. 20 centuries ago and more, your righteous ancestors faced a situation far worse than we face, like a pandemic. Their homeland lay in rubble. Enemies wanted to keep it that way and did everything in their power to obstruct all rebuilding. They protested, they demonstrated, they harassed, they tore down the new construction, and finally they began killing the workers. But look what happened. Adversity made your ancient ancestors strong. They prevailed. 200 years ago, it happened again, closer home. Colonial men and women whose names and bloodlines continue right here in the Valley of Virginia faced the strongest military in the world, England. They dug in, they met the challenge, and won. Against all bets, adversity made them strong. Now it's our turn. We're dealing with serious challenges, one of which is, of course, the invisible pandemic. Another is almost as invisible, but just as real. It is the notion that our nation is evil. Persistent voices proclaim doom on both fronts. We're going to die of the coronavirus, and we deserve to die because we are systemically evil. That is Satan talking. With great confidence, both are wrong, and I declare it. Nehemiah was able to write, "We return to work. Thus we finished the wall in 52 days." That's not a fairy tale. That's in the Bible, in the heritage, same as our own American Revolution. It will happen again. By the grace of God, this nation and you will be better for it. Amen. God bless you.